From here in the foothills of the Rockies in northern New Mexico, I will drop into the spectacular deserts and canyons of Arizona, Utah and Nevada before crossing the Sierra Nevada mountains, finally to reach the Pacific Ocean at San Francisco, California. On the outskirts of Taos, a favorite haunt of artists and hippies, a very American phenomenon has sprung up on the semi-arid desert of the high mesas. The earth ships have landed and put down their rather untidy roots. Born of the counterculture movement of the 60s and 70s, these eco-friendly dwellings are still in the forefront of sustainable housing, not least due to the inspiration and dedication of founder Mike Reynolds.
We launched about 38 years ago into this realm and just kept going deeper because we kind of got our eyes opened by early media talking about clear-cutting timber and early oil shortage, talking about energy, and we just kind of moved in this direction. And then, of course, more timber issues, more energy issues, more water issues, more pollution issues, more garbage issues, more housing issues. So we just kept going. We saw we were on a path that could lead to our own safety in the future.
Goodness me, the scale of it's so surprising.
This one's a little larger scale than a typical home because we're trying to demonstrate a large portion of the square footage for food production.
Including herbs, I see.
Yeah, herbs and fruits and grapes. There's actually grapes starting over here, bananas, vegetables. Pretty much the idea is a family of 4 could live here with no utility bill whatsoever, be totally comfortable, have plenty of water and plenty of food.
You've got lots of bottles everywhere into the cement or into the adobe. Is it
both cement and adobe. The wall outside is bottles laid in mud, which you could totally do in Africa without any cement whatsoever.
As are the cans.
Yeah, and it just dries and it becomes a bottle and mud wall.
And which is both beautiful and, of course, somehow rather a good symbolic reminder of all the detritus that we tend to leave behind and not do anything with. And you say you use photovoltaic, i.e. solar panels, is it?
Solar panels, they're pretty common, but the reason they're not used that much is because most housing requires a tremendous amount of power for heating, cooling, and pumps and all kinds of things like that, whereas these homes do most of everything for themselves, so what little bit of power we need is easy to achieve with solar photovoltaic cells.
And you've got all the normal kitchen things, the lights and coffee machine and cooker and so on.
Yeah, and flat screen TV and computers. In other words, you don't have to do without anything to live completely independent of all fossil fuel utilities.
That is amazing. How is it done through there, the electricity?
Well, this back hallway is kind of a buffer zone between the living spaces and the exterior walls, and it does show how the walls are built in this home. They're earth ram tires. You could drive a pickup truck into that and, go through the windshield yourself. And there actually is the water organizing system with the pumps and filters, so that you have conventional household hot and cold running water.
Do you recycle water after?
And yes, we do. We have a limited amount of water in this arid climate, so we take the water from the cisterns, run it through our filters, take a shower in it.
Yeah.
Then it runs into these planters that are called botanical cells.
So the plants actually filter the grey water, as they call it.
They filter the grey water and actually clean it up. So we flush the toilet with water you took a shower in yesterday. But it's clean. It's not drinkable, but it's clean enough that you can't tell it. Certainly clean enough for a toilet flushing.
Yes.
And then that water goes out into a conventional septic system.
Right.
Which then, rather than going into a drain field or to a municipal sewage area, goes into more outdoor botanical cells that are used for landscaping. So no sewage ever leaves the home. It's used by plants.
And that's very unlike the way we do things in the 20th and 21st century, where we like to send our poo away as far as possible and not really to think about it and to think about the enormous quantities of it that we produce. Mike's vision of a sustainable, self-reliant lifestyle is gaining wider recognition as both the financial and the environmental cost of oil seems inexorably to rise. Of course, not so long ago, this was the only way to live. Indeed, for hundreds of years before Europeans invaded these lands, the local Indian population had adapted to this harsh environment by banding together in adobe or mud wall villages, pueblos in Spanish.